Going on YouTube? Continuing on with the Troy-Bilt 5-horse Briggs and Stratton. We're going to be replacing the airbox, cleaner, filter, and pre-filter, and the spark plug. Common to these motors is the Champion small engine. I don't know if you guys can see that. Not a lot of light here. J19LM. I think I've got an LR on that. But when I looked it up, they said that this would fit too. So I'll line it up, make sure it's all the same. And if it does fit, great. If it doesn't, we'll take it back. I got an air filter. That's the right one. Briggs and Stratton. And then Briggs and Stratton pre-filter. Surprisingly, I can still buy this stuff at Lowe's. For these old engines, seems like if you have a really old engine or you have a really new engine, you are usually pretty good, as long as it's still in production. Meaning it's not like an Onan that's out of business. But the stuff in those Lowe's and box stores, it changes so frequently. But I really didn't have the time to run to a dealer, so that's what I did. Picked it up at Lowe's. So sue me. That's just the way it is. Let's get the plug out. That's the first thing we're going to do. Simple. This plug's about, I'd say 5 years old, I think. Let's take a look at that. Let's see if we can get in on that. Ooh, yeah. It looks a little black, but it's not oily. It's not oily at all. It's in real good shape. Maybe a little bit of carbon, but all in all, it's in pretty decent shape. So I'm going to take a look at this, and they are the same size. If I line them up, they are the same size. Alright, we're gapped. One thing I noticed with it'd be probably common with these L heads, is that they do tend to carbon up. So it's always a good idea to decarbon them. And what that involves is a couple different things. One thing you want to do is you have to remove these, first the fan shroud, then you have to remove your head gasket bolts. Take that off, and then from there you have to, of course, replace your head gasket. But on these L heads, you'll see that there is, when you take the head off, you'll see your intake and exhaust valves. You'll see the piston cylinder bore, and you'll see it covered with black carbon. Just, it is what it is. So what I usually do, so the first thing I'll do is I'll run some seafoam through the gas with like a 50. I'll add per the recommendations on the bottle, but I'll put a healthy dose of seafoam in there. That'll help clean out the carb, but it also will help break up and soften some of these deposits. Then you pull this stuff off, and you can use a plastic scraper. Usually it'll come off with just pretty much like a butter knife, but seafoam does a really good job at softening that. Doesn't remove it, but it'll soften it. Okay, so next let's move on to the airbox. There's two flathead screws that just hold this cover in place. So we'll just loosen these off here. See what we have. There we go. Here's the old pre-filter. This is original, never replaced it. So, and for anybody that has this tiller, I'll tell you what it is here. It is part Sorry for the low light. It's part number 4935375. And here's what it looks like in here. I thought I had more light in here. Let me see if I get more light. I have to add some more lights here. Okay, so I got an idea. Hang on a second. Let's put the light on. There we go. Alright, that's better. So I'll just pull this out. Just like so. Ooh, yeah. See, it's doing its job. Alright, so real simple. Just has a little vent on one side. Sucks the air in across the top. Gets pulled straight down through the plenum. So we'll get that replaced. And as you can see, do not oil. That would be bad. And pretty much simple installation. The cool thing about it, it's a foam pre-filter, obviously, but what it has is screening. So this is all screening. Keep bugs out, that kind of stuff, all the other nastiness. And that just fits right in there. Let me make sure we got this right. Yes, that goes like that. There's a bent lip that goes up against to block against the opening, so there we have that. Now, let's take this off. And this just sits in a little cradle there. Oh, this isn't bad at all. Yep, not bad at all. Good pre-filter on this. Here's the part number. This is a Briggs and Stratton. Oh boy, 491588. 491588. That is the replacement. Here's the new one, 491588. S. Tear this puppy open. One of the, obviously, now from side by side, there's a difference. But still, this still has plenty of life left in it. But because you can tell, it's not packed clothes or anything like that. It's just dirty. All right, so here it is. Filter lays in just like so. This baby goes right on top. Screwdriver. One is tightened. Simple maintenance on this stuff. Real easy to do. But as you can see, got a pre-filter here that's never, this is original. How about that? Original equipment. 1992. Finally got to replace that. Dirty air filter. New spark plug. Let's do it. Actually, I had to shut the choke off. Didn't want any choke. Surprised it's about 45 degrees out. There we go. Well, that was a pleasant surprise, because here I'm pulling the choke, or I'm pulling it with the choke on, and then I just happened to bump it to the run, gave it a pull, boom, fires right up, doesn't want any choke. So a little bit of maintenance, new fuel filter, brand new spark plug, and it's running like a top. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please subscribe. Please tell your friends. Please rate it, comment. Thanks a lot for sticking around. We'll see you guys.